Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Knight channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please take a second to click the like button if you like this video, or hit the thumbs down if you don't. Also, if you enjoy the contents of this channel, please subscribe if you haven't already. Also, be sure to look for MARNIE throughout this video. These code giveaways are compliments of PTCGO If you want to purchase Pokemon online codes, be sure to check them out, and there will be an affiliate link in the description below. Or you can use my promo code KNIGHT22 at checkout so you can get a 5% discount. So for today, we'll be taking a look at Blastoise VMAX. In the US, you can only get these cards by purchasing the V Battle Dex or the Blastoise VMAX Battle Box. So let's first take a look at Blastoise V. It has 220 HP, 3 retreat cost, and is weak to lightning. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Water Gun. For 1 water energy, it will deal 30 damage. And its second attack is Torrential Cannon. For 3 water energy, it will deal 200 damage, and you can't use this attack the next turn. The 200 damage is pretty reasonable for me, and I do end up using this attack a lot just because of its damage output, and the 3 energy cost is not that difficult to pay off. And its Gigantamax form is Blastoise VMAX. And I just gotta say that the design of this Pokemon is so awesome. His turtle shell looks like a gigantic fortress with a lot of cannons in it, and it just looks so cool for me. Blastoise VMAX has 330 HP. It has 3 retreat costs. I don't like the retreat cost so much, but given that it is a turtle, I guess it means it's slow. So they decided to have more retreat costs, I guess. And it is weak to lightning. Now, this weakness we're not going to worry too much about, especially Rapid Strike Urshifu has shown itself to be a very strong card. So Lightning Dex in general has left the scene at the moment. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Grand Falls. This is such a great attack because the fact that you can accelerate so much energy in one turn, this will make your deck become so aggressive very quickly. So Grand Falls, for 3 water energy, it will deal 120 damage. And then you can search your deck for up to 3 water energy cards and attach them to your benched Pokemon in any way you like. So again, that acceleration of energy is just it makes your deck more aggressive very quickly. And you can use this attack to fully energize another Blastoise VMAX or your other Pokemon if you need to. And in the history of Pokemon TCG, Blastoise has always had that design of being able to just flood the board with a lot of water energy card, making it one of the best water Pokemon in my opinion. Its second attack is G-Max Bombard. For 4 water energy, it will deal 220 damage. And it also does 30 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And we can actually pair this attack with Telescopic Sight Tool card to potentially increase its bench damage by 30 for a total of 60 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon V or GX. Or to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon V or GX. Which is a decent chip damage against your opponent's Pokemon. And now, this expensive attack cost is gonna be okay because what makes Blastoise VMAX even better now with the Chilling Reign is because we have the new Melanie card. Melanie, as long as you have a water energy in the discard pile, you can use this supporter card, which allows you to attach a water energy from the discard pile and attach it to one of your Pokemon V, which also includes VMAXs. So even if you have Blastoise V out, you can use Melanie as long as you have water energy in the discard. You can attach it to this. And also, if you have an evolved Blastoise VMAX, you can also use Melanie to attach a water energy to Blastoise VMAX. Now, Melanie is so good at helping us accelerate energy more quickly. And also, it helps you to draw 3 cards after you use it. Now, this is such a great addition to Water Pokemon V builds. So that extra boost of energy acceleration, you can potentially start attacking with Blastoise VMAX as early as turn 2. And then when you attack with Grand Falls, you can just fully energize one of your other Pokemon in the bench, so that you have another attacker ready to go. And I only have a 2-2 line of Blastoise VMAX, and this will be my main attacker for this build. I'm also pairing Blastoise VMAX with Inteleon VMAX. It has 2 attacks. The first is Hydro Snipe. For just 1 water energy, it will deal 60 damage, and you may put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon back into their hand. Now, this attack can be very disruptive. You can even prevent your opponent from attacking because you can continue to remove their energies. And by stalling, you can continue to set up your own Pokemon for an explosive turn. And its second attack is Max Bullet. For 2 water and 1 colorless energy, it will deal 160 damage, and it can deal 60 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. And again, you can pair this attack with Telescopic Sight Tool card, increasing its bench damage attack up to 90 total damage, which is a huge chunk of damage to one of your opponent's V or GX Pokemon. I will also be using the now popular Inteleon line, starting actually with Drizzile. Now, Drizzile has the ability Shady Dealings. When you evolve this from your hand, you can search your deck for any one trainer card, and this is great for actually finding our Melanie in the deck and whatever trainer cards you actually need. And I'm also using one Inteleon also with the Shady Dealings ability. And just like Drizzile, if you evolve into it from your hand, you can search your deck for any 2 trainer cards instead of 1. So these are great ways to finding the cards you need when you need it. And this Inteleon actually has the attack Aqua Bullet as well, which can be very useful in many occasions. For 1 water and 1 colorless energy, it will deal 120 damage and 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Again, you can also pair this with the Telescopic Sight to increase its bench damage by 30 against your opponent's Pokemon V or GX Pokemon. But also, I'm adding 2 of the new Inteleon, the Rapid Strike Inteleon with a quick shooting ability. Once during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is really great for that continuous chip damage against your opponent's Pokemon every turn. Combine this with Blastoise VMAX and Inteleon VMAX attack and bench damage, it becomes more likely that you'll be able to deal multiple KOs in one turn. And I'm also using Crobat V for its Dark Acid ability, and also Mew for its Bench Barrier ability. As for the other cards, I have Capacious Bucket to help us find up to 2 water energies from the deck. Evolution Incense, Level Ball, and Pokemon Communication are great for finding our evolutions, especially for the Inteleon line, which allows us to also search out the other trainer cards that we need. Quick Ball is good for getting our basic Pokemon, but take advantage of this too because you can use this to discard a card from your hand, namely a water energy, so you can set up for Melanie. Next up are our Switch. Viridian Forest Stadium is also great for finding our energies, and again, the discard effect of the stadium can be used to discard a water energy to set up for Melanie. We also have Boss's Orders, Marnie, and Professor's Research. As for energy, I'm also using 2 copies of Wash Energy. This is a great addition to this build because it can prevent a lot of attack effects in the game, making it very useful in some matchups, and 12 water energy for a total of 14 energies. And that's pretty much it for the Blastoise VMAX build, and the deck list will be in the description below. And what I'm going to do is split my gameplay footage into multiple uploads. I will show the first gameplay along with this video, and I have a total of 4 gameplay footage that I want to share with you. So follow the end screen link for the other exciting gameplay videos with the Blastoise VMAX deck build. So enough talk, let's see how this build works. Alright, so with this coin flip we win. We are going to go first. And we drew into a Sobble. I'm going to put that in the active, and we're going to put Blastoise V in the bench. Now, what I like to do, if at all possible, because we have 3 of the Sobbles in this deck build, so most likely you will be able to start off with a Sobble in your hand going on your first turn. And the fact that Blastoise V has 3 retreat costs make it really difficult to retreat, so you don't really want that in the active as much as possible while you set up. So for now, I'm going to use Viridian Forest to discard 1 energy, and I'm going to attach 1 energy on our Blastoise V for setup. I'm going to use Quick Ball, discard the other Quick Ball, and use Crobat, so we can draw into 4 cards using its Dark Acid ability. And I think I'm just going to end my turn here. Now, the reason why I use Viridian Forest to discard an energy, because we are preparing that's set up for Melanie. So one of the key feature of this deck build is using Melanie from Chilling Reign, because Melanie is such a great accelerator for Water V decks. And actually, you can use or utilize Melanie for your other V Pokemon builds. If you can use a water energy in your build, Melanie can be used to accelerate that energy to your Pokemon. Say a colorless energy is required to fulfill an attack cost to one of your V Pokemon, then you can use Melanie, utilize Melanie in your deck. It's a great accelerator, extra accelerator in drawing card as an addition to your deck build. And our opponent's gonna Marnie, and they have a bunch of Sobbles in their bench. And Sobble, the Inteleon line has just been very popular nowadays, especially with the Jirachi rotating. Not that anybody actually plays Jirachi nowadays, but Inteleon has proven itself to be very useful. You can just get any trainer cards that you want. So with the Marnie, we draw into Drizzile. So what we're gonna do is use this to get an Evolution Incense, or we can get Melanie actually, so that we can energize our Blastoise V, draw into 3 more cards, and hopefully we can actually use Viridian Force to get ourselves an extra energy, so we can fully energize our Blastoise V with 3 energy, allowing it to attack, get another energy. But unfortunately, we won't be able to retreat our Drizzile just yet. I'm gonna set up for another Melanie, so I'm gonna discard 1 energy and draw another one, and I'm just gonna pass this turn. If we can draw into a Pokemon, we can use Pokemon Communication. Maybe we can use Inteleon. Hopefully it's in our deck, and then we can use a switch or something to switch our Blastoise V into the active. Right now our opponent doesn't have any attacker. It seems like their Marshadow is in the active with an energy ready to retreat, and they're just gonna energize their Sobble, and they're gonna use Keep Calling to get another Sobble maybe into their bench. Yep. So that's gonna end our turn. We have a switch, which is great, but what we need is a Pokemon. We can switch into, let me just energize Blastoise V. I'm gonna Marnie. We got a Blastoise VMAX. Put Sobble in the bench. You know, we should have actually switched Blastoise V in the active. So now we're just gonna have to pass here. There's no way for us to retreat our Drizzile till the next turn. If anything else happens, we can use Drizzile to evolve Sobble. We can get that switch. And I'm actually hoping that I can get another Pokemon on our bench, so that if we use Blastoise VMAX attack Granite Falls, we can energize maybe another Blastoise V or maybe an Inteleon V, so we can have another attacker. So it looks like our opponent is using Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX as their main attacker, and now they're gonna use Drizzile, evolve into, and then they can use Shady Dealings. Use Level Ball. Level Ball is great for finding those Drizzile because it's under 90 HP. So they can, you can actually use a Level Ball, which is very similar to the setup of our deck build with Blastoise VMAX. We have a bunch of Level Balls in this build. We can use that to get our Drizzile and evolve and get a trainer card from the deck. So the fact that our opponent was able to use 2 Shady Dealings in one go that's just the whole process with the Inteleon or the Shady Dealings ability. It's just really good to find whatever trainer card you need in the deck. No wonder a lot of players are just using it. And they have a Mew, so that's gonna prevent any bench damage, which is not good for us. I'm gonna put an energy on Drizzile, and I'm just gonna retreat. That will also set up for our Melanie, and we can get Capacious Bucket use Capacious Bucket to get 2 more energy. And we have 2 energies in the discard. I'm gonna use a Drizzile to get ourselves Quick Ball. I'm thinking we have 1 more Melanie, and we have the full evolution line for all of our attackers. I'm gonna use Quick Ball. I'm actually gonna center my attention on Blastoise VMAX line. So I'm gonna use Ordinary Rod, get these 2 energies back to the deck. You only need 1 for using Melanie. And I'm just gonna knock out this Drizzile and energize our next Blastoise V. So the Ordinary Rod got our energies back to the deck, so we can use those energies to energize our Blastoise V. And we get a Professor's Research from our prize, which is really good. And they also have a Melanie on their deck, which is very typical of the Ice Rider Calyrex V. I think the Ice Rider Calyrex V is a lot faster than Blastoise VMAX because Max Lens requires only 2 energies. And with Melanie, you can attack on your very first turn after evolving into Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. They're gonna attack only 430 damage, which is okay, but they will be able to KO us in the next turn. So I'm just gonna use Professor's Research. We get a Blastoise VMAX to evolve into. We have Inteleon to evolve into with the Shady Dealings. Let's go ahead and get 2 trainer cards. Switch is good, which will save us so that they can't knock out our Blastoise VMAX. And a Telescopic Sight would be good. But we just gotta get rid of that Mew, I guess. I'm gonna attach it on our second Blastoise VMAX, and I'm just gonna use Gmax Bombard. I'm just gonna pick 2 here, not that it matters because they have a Mew, but that's gonna give a big chunk of damage to their Ice Rider Calyrex. So our Blastoise VMAX in the bench should be it's gonna be safe for now, but with the Shady Dealings, you can just get Boss's Order. They can just boss our Blastoise VMAX and knock it out. But the thing is, Ice Rider Calyrex V will discard all of its energy, so they'll have to find a Melanie to energize it and attack the next turn. But even with the boss, they can get 3 prizes, but that will leave their Ice Rider Calyrex open for a knockout, for us to knock it out, because it already has a big chunk of damage to it. So it's gonna be a price exchange here, 3 for 3 if they're not careful. They're gonna use Quick Ball. They're probably gonna set up another Ice Rider. Yep, that's exactly what they're gonna do. That's the only viable option that they can do, but since it's not evolved yet, we are actually ahead in setup here because we have 2 attackers, and Inteleon is a potential 3rd attacker for us. And we actually drew into an Inteleon with a quick shooting thanks to their Marnie. And that's going to help us add more chip damage to their Pokemon. So yeah, Marnie is a double-edged sword. You can disrupt your opponent, but at the same time, it might also help your opponent get the cards that they need. So it's just you just gotta take the chance, I guess, especially if you need the cards. And they're gonna hit for 250, discarding 2 energies, sacrificing their Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX to get knocked out. But they're probably hoping to evolve into another Ice Rider, but I'm not gonna give them that chance. And I'm just gonna Boss's Order, and I'm gonna chip damage their Mew. It's an easy target. Gmax Bombard, and I'm gonna just pick these 2. So why I did that is because that allows, or that prevents them from setting up another Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Now, with their other Ice Rider, no energy, they'll need other components, an energy and another Melanie, to be able to attack with their Ice Rider Calyrex. So the 2 Boss's Orders that we have is such a key element to our last move, and it allowed us to get ahead of our opponent basically. So, oh, but they have another Shady Dealings, and that can get them their Melanie, Energy, and knock out our Blastoise VMAX. But again, it leaves them open. We have another attacker in our bench. Blastoise VMAX can also attack and just knock out their Ice Rider Calyrex, and we can win the game by getting our 3 prize card. And they're saying well played. I think that's all they can do. There's not much they can do. We have 2 attackers set up, and they don't have any more. They don't have any other leeway to get out of this situation. They're just gonna reset stamp us to 3, but that's not gonna be enough to disrupt us in any other way. So let's say that's gonna be game. We're just gonna promote our other Blastoise VMAX, knock out this Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX for the win. So the fact that Blastoise can energize your Pokemon so quickly is just, it's crazy. I love it. I'm gonna quick shooting Mew, and I'm gonna go ahead and just knock out this Ice Rider Calyrex for the win. So there you go. Blastoise VMAX is so awesome, guys. A really nice way to win against one of the top tier decks in the format right now. And that's it for the video. If you'd like to watch the continuation of the other gameplay footage for this build, please click on the recommended video links on the end screen. Again, shout out to PTCGO for allowing us to receive PTCGO codes to give away. So if you're looking to purchase some online codes, be sure to check them out, and you can click on the affiliate link in the description below, or use my code KNIGHT22 at checkout for a 5% discount. If you enjoyed this video, please take a second to click the like button. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this build and the gameplay. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Knight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.